All right, here we go. Adam22, welcome back to Vlad TV.
Happy to be here. How you doing, Vlad?
Hey, just did your show, and after doing your show by myself, an epic moment in independent hip-hop media history happened.
Seemed pretty good. Yeah, we had me, you, Academics, Whack, Trap Lore Ross, and Remo all in one room for about 3.5 hours. And yeah, I don't know if I can think of a comparable collaboration where you had that many people with million subscriber plus channels all in one room as far as hip-hop goes, at the very least.
Yeah, we're going to show the photo right here. It's just a very dope photo because everyone in that room is cool, supporting each other. And people are like, oh, so does everyone get to put that on their channel? And I'm like, nah, that was No Jumper. I wouldn't even think to ask. Like, that's his thing. It was on his platform. We just happened to show up.
Right.
But this is how cool it is. And, it's just nice to see what I've always thought was the best possible situation is all of us working together, none of us really competing with each other, because historically in media companies have always clashed with each other, which I always thought was stupid.
Right. You always put me onto that from very early on. If you have a new competitor, somebody who's doing similar content to you, reach out and embrace them when they're early in their journey, because, there's just not a lot to be gained from conflict and having issues with people. But meanwhile, forming good relationships with people who are coming up in the space can help you out in the long run. And I think a lot of people, me, Ross, Ack, we all kind of look at you as kind of the godfather because you really saw how a lot of this shit was going to play out in the long run. And I think we're all thankful for our relationship with you. And I think that you're a model of how to approach that kind of thing, as opposed to a lot of people who are in more legacy media spots, especially these radio guys. I mean, they're just salty as fuck, and they don't want to see anybody win. When they see that picture, they're horrified because they realize that the way that they've done things has not really panned out. And then meanwhile, a lot of these independent content creators are willing to all get together and make content,
Well, that picture was great, but unfortunately, No Jumper is going broke. So I guess that was the last hurrah.
Yeah,
and No Jumper Studios.
Yeah. That was our last big hurrah. That's a fact.
Okay, now you and I had this conversation about this, so I have an interesting perspective on it. And I was kind of playing with it on Twitter. I was like, should I buy No Jumper? Then I'm like, I'm finalizing the sale of No Jumper. What job should I give Adam? Because I knew the comments were going to be comedy.
A couple people hit me up. You need to fade Vlad for this. I'm like, that is not the appropriate conclusion for you to come to here. This is all fun and games. Trust me.
Yeah, no, I wasn't even considering buying No Jumper. This was not a serious conversation. Although a couple people did hit me, like on the street, be like, "Yo, man, you really buy No Jumper?" I'm like, "No, I'm not really buying it." But there are some money problems at No Jumper, which you have revealed publicly, and that was your choice.
Yeah, it's funny seeing people try to dunk on me where it's like, bro, I chose to share this with the world, so clearly I'm not too embarrassed about it. But yeah, I mean, I've always felt like I had a pretty genuine relationship with my audience where I try to tell them whatever I have going on, and unless it's something in which there are, serious consequences in relation to it, I just prefer to be honest with the audience. And when I look at the business now, it's like, okay, we're not in the same position that we were during the pandemic, and that's fine. And I just wanted to, open up to the audience about that. And there was a few different things that sort of have impacted us. Number one, we have a lawsuit from this disgruntled bitch-ass employee, which we're dealing with, which, that alone is not going to ruin our year or anything like that, but that's definitely been something that has been costing us a lot of money. We also lost our Instagram for about 7 months, but I do have to say, thanks to that big guy upstairs, we got it back 2 days after I made that video. We got the Instagram back, so that was definitely a consequence of making that video that I kind of foresaw. I actually thought that was sort of likely to happen if I got that many people aware of the fact that we lost our Instagram unfairly. I just felt like something good would come from it. So the fact that actually worked out was really nice. And then obviously buying the building, which, our mortgage is well over $20K a month, which I don't think was necessarily the best idea, but I had all these other revenue streams. Like at one point, the YouTube was just going nuts. The Patreon was going crazy, etc. And buying a space that cost that much didn't seem like a bad idea. It didn't seem like it was something that could potentially hurt the business. I also felt like we were growing so much and scaling up that we needed more and more room to grow. After 3 years in the same space, it's just kind of more clear to me that I know what this business is now. There's only so much content that we're going to be able to produce that is going to be profitable. And as a result, we just don't need a space that big. And granted, okay, we have it, fine, it's an investment, but you know, it would feel better to me to be in a space that was realistically, you know, like the room we're in, maybe 2 of the rooms that we're in right now would be enough for me to get by on. And yeah, I've just seen that with a lot of businesses over the years where it really fucks them over when they decide that they want to overinvest into their space, etc. So revealed all that in the video. And, you know, I also, there's always a marketing side to it for me. So that was also us kind of like unveiling our membership program, same as you, $5 a month to get early access to our interviews and everything like that. And yeah, also then we got the Instagram back, which is probably the best thing that could have possibly happened to us from me making that video. So I explained it in the video, but am I personally going broke? No. I do porn. I have a very successful business called Plug Talk. I also, not a big spender. I've got plenty of money that I've stashed away over the years. A lot of people, I was watching academics react to that video, and he thinks I'm crazy because I don't got a Lamborghini and I don't have a $200,000 chain or whatever it is. I mean, I'm just not interested in that kind of stuff. So to me, I put the money away. You know, I very much look forward to the day where I'm sick of doing content and I can just ride off into the sunset and not think about paying the bills. So to me, it's like money is to be made to save. I don't really like think of, you know, I'm making money so I can purchase more stuff. I don't have that desire for stuff. So as far as me, I was never worried. My girl was a little bit on the fence about me making that video because she obviously had people hitting her up left and right. Are you going to be okay? Is your kid going to be able to stay in private school, etc.? And it's like, my girl's looking at me like, you really want people to think you're broke? And I'm like, well, I didn't say I was broke. I said that No Jumper was going broke, which is different. If No Jumper loses money a couple months in a row, then No Jumper is going broke. That doesn't mean that No Jumper's fucked for life. Doesn't mean that I'm fucked. Just means that this business was going through some hardships and we had to correct our course.